Is that individuals are cruel to themselves, worse than your enemy. Most people, except for those who are starting to wake up, are very nasty and cruel to themselves. You hate yourself, you're cruel to yourself, you're miserable, you have fear and doubt and anxiety and worry, and you think about time, and you compare yourself to others, and you want to be like others, and you want to have this or have that someone else has. You are like cruel to yourself. You think about tomorrow or yesterday. You are cruel to yourself. You have doubt. Anyone that has doubt is cruel to themselves. And that's why you treated others the way you're treating yourself. Because you have no mercy on yourself at all. Zero. And that's why you have no mercy on others. Because you're cruel to yourself. Anyone that lives in time is a cruel, vicious person and cannot be trusted. Anyone that has anger, heart is evil. The sad thing about it, if there is sadness, not that I feel sadness, but the sadness that you can't see, is that this cruelty that you have within yourself and you're holding on to it for dear life is not you at all. It's not you at all. People judge themselves for something that they are not guilty of. They call themselves some of the worst names. I'm a sinner. I'm a this and I'm a that. I'm an alcoholic. You're cruel to yourself. And then you wonder, where is God? And then you go pray to God. God, please help me, help me. Oh, God, save me, help me, Lord. Oh, and by the way, bless my mama. And you're praying to the devil. Because as soon as you finish your little hooping and hollering prayer and carrying on begging and whining and emotional prayer, you get up and you're cruel to yourself again. It's like God didn't do anything about it and you didn't do anything about it.
It's a mess.
Isn't that a mess? Or you run and read the Bible. I had to go find the word. And you read the Bible for an hour or two, and then you get up and cruel to yourself again. Isn't that like crazy?
It is.
And you said that you were schizophrenic or something?
No.
What? What are you?
What's that?
You said mentally ill?
No, I'm not mentally ill.
Oh, sick child, physically, but not mentally.
No, I hope not.
Oh, okay. Everybody in the world is mentally ill.
Does it exist?
Everybody mentally ill because they live in the darkness of their imagination. You living in thoughts. And they think, mentally ill people think the way out of trouble is more thoughts.
Right.
They try to think their way out of their troubles. And all they ever do is get back into more trouble. Oh, this was a bad relationship. I'm going to go to church and meet me a woman or a man. And you go to church because you think that going to church you're going to find a holy person. And you end up getting the same person over because you thought about it. Have you ever noticed that? There are men and women who get married more than one time because they're thinking the next one's going to be better. And it's worse. There are men and women pray for a husband or a wife, and they go to church and get the devil. And they say, oh, this is from God. Why do you think it's from God? Because he was at church. What I've noticed is that individuals are cruel to themselves, worse than your enemy. Most people, except for those who are starting to wake up, are very nasty and cruel to themselves. You hate yourself, you're cruel to yourself, you're miserable, you have fear and doubt and anxiety and worry, and you think about time, and you compare yourself to others, and you want to be like others, and you want to have this or have that someone else has, you are like cruel to yourself. You think about tomorrow or yesterday, you are cruel to yourself. You have doubt. Anyone that has doubt is cruel to themselves. And that's why you treated others the way you treated yourself. Because you have no mercy on yourself at all. Zero. And that's why you have no mercy on others. Because you're cruel to yourself. Anyone that lives in time is a cruel, vicious person and cannot be trusted. Anyone that has anger, heart is evil. The sad thing about it, if there is sadness, not that I feel sadness, but the sadness that you can't see, is that this cruelty that you have within yourself and you're holding on to it for dear life is not you at all. It's not you at all. People judge themselves for something that they are not guilty of. They call themselves some of the worst names. I'm a sinner. I'm a this and I'm a that. I'm an alcoholic. You're cruel to yourself. And then you wonder, where is God? And then you go pray to God. God, please help me, help me. Oh, God, save me, help me, Lord. Oh, and by the way, bless my mama. And you're praying to the devil. Because as soon as you finish your little hooping and hollering prayer and carrying on begging and whining and emotional prayer, you get up and you're cruel to yourself again. It's like God didn't do anything about it and you didn't do anything about it.
It's a mess.
Isn't that a mess? Or you run and read the Bible. I had to go find the word. And you read the Bible for an hour or two, and then you get up and cruel to yourself again. Isn't that like crazy?
It is.
And you said that you were schizophrenic or something?
No.
What? What are you?
What's that?
You said mentally ill?
No, I'm not mentally ill.
Oh, sick child, physically, but not mentally.
No, I hope not.
Oh, okay. Everybody in the world is mentally ill.
Does it exist?
Everybody mentally ill because they live in the darkness of their imagination. You living in thoughts. And they think, mentally ill people think the way out of trouble is more thoughts.
Right.
They try to think their way out of their troubles. And all they ever do is get back into more trouble. Oh, this was a bad relationship. I'm going to go to church and meet me a woman or a man. And you go to church because you think that going to church you're going to find a holy person. And you end up getting the same person over. Because you thought about it. Have you ever noticed that? There are men and women who get married more than one time because they're thinking the next one's going to be better. And it's worse. There are men and women pray for a husband or a wife, and they go to church and get the devil. And they say, oh, this is from God. Why do you think it's from God? Because she was at church, and she quoted the Bible. She is a God-fearing woman or man. And you mentioned the difference between men and women earlier. Men are just like women because they have the woman's mindset. They have not been born again of the Spirit of the Father. Anyone that lives in time, you really are a cruel, nasty person because Satan is your daddy. And the way out, you got to start seeing that all the stuff that you're thinking and feeling is not you. It's not from God. You got to see that your little prayers are not being answered. You ask God for something, Satan will give it to you. And you say, oh, I had God for $1,000, and you sent me some snake oil, And I kept that oil, and the $1,000 came from nowhere. It came from the devil. And you're praising God for it. You are convicting yourself, and you're not even guilty of anything. You have never done anything wrong. You have never done anything wrong in your entire life. And yet Satan has you convicting your own self. And you won't even pause to say, you know what, I did something I did not want to do. I didn't want to jump into the ocean. I didn't want to lie. I didn't want to do this, but I did it. Why did I do it? And I've asked so many people, why did you, they'll tell me something they did. I'm like, why did you do it? They'll say, I don't know. That alone should make you know that something else is driving you. Because you don't even know why you're doing the things you do. Think about that. Y'all want to smoke on that one? You do things that bring trouble upon yourself. And then somebody asks, well, why did you do it? I don't know. Isn't that amazing? Think about that alone. If you were in control of your own life, every day would be paradise on earth. You would do nothing but good for yourself. You would never have a bad thought. You would never feel afraid or fear or worry. You would never have false hope. You would never doubt because you said you can do it yourself. But something else is making you do it. Isn't that amazing? What, you come out of a bad relationship. What do you think makes you go home and think about, oh, that was an awful relationship. What can I do now to make it better? I'm going to the club. Who do you think is telling you that?
Ignorance.
What?
Ignorance.
Yeah, it is. Ignorance. It really is. Because it's of the devil. And speaking of the free will, and then I got something that we got to read to you about Jesus. But freedom, if you had a free will, wouldn't you just will yourself to get up in the morning and float on a cloud? I'll float myself to work. If you had a free will. Or would you get up afraid? Most people wake up in the morning, they're already afraid. If you had a free will, wouldn't you will yourself out of not being afraid? Most people look for love from other people. If you have a free will, wouldn't you just will yourself to be loved and never have to look for love from anyone? Because ain't nobody got no love to give you anyhow. And you ain't got no love to give. But you look for love. Why don't you will yourself to be of love? Ooh, we preaching up in here. But just think about that. I want you to know that because you got to reverse what you're doing. The world got you doing it the wrong way, including the churches. Everything that you have been doing, you got to reverse it. Because this thing that's driving you is not you. Number one, so you got to stop identifying with it. The next time you wake up in the morning and fear is already there because you were unconscious while you were sleeping and the devil got your mind, you got to take a moment and feel that fear. Go into it and just feel like it's just over. Like there's nothing to hold on to. Like my life is falling apart. Let it fall apart. Instead of making a phone call or going to get something or thought to get away from the fear, feel the fear. It's not you. But you're protecting the devil. You're protecting a false image of yourself. And you want to let life happen. And so whatever that is, you got to let it happen. And shake in it, and be afraid in it, and doubt it, and whatever you be feeling. Let yourself feel it so you can see it's not you. You've been protecting it, and you're keeping hell alive, pretending to be you. And it's just going to get worse. Your life is not going to get better because you're worshiping the devil. Paul saw that, and you're going to see it too if you pay attention to yourself, that it's not even you that mentally ill, it's Satan's mindset is evil. You don't have a clear mind, you have a dark mind. And God said, my children shall know me, not believe in me, but know me. And they shall know my voice. And that my voice is a voiceless voice. Satan taught to you, God revealed to you. His voice is not of words. It's not of words. But you don't recognize his voice because you're so identified with Satan's voice. You're so identified with people, places, and things, and who you are, and what you have, what you don't have, and this and that. You just identify with it. And all those identities must die. It's not you. You don't want to identify with anyone or anything. And this is a tough journey because we are so identified with things and we're constantly looking outside for the answer. As long as you look on the outside and as long as you take on identities, your life will just be hell. It'll just be hell. You're not your children. You're not your jobs. You're not this and that. That's just what you do. It's not who you are. Stop identifying with anything. I saw this comedy show on, did I see it? I guess I saw it on the plane. What was the name of that show, James?
Oh,
You remember? Anybody, we talked about it on the show.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. Thank you.
Very close.
Yeah, you were right there, James. And there's a woman that played in that movie with them, a friend of the guys. You remember her? And she was going out with this guy. This guy would take her out, invite her out, take her to the dinner. He would pick her up, but he would never say it was a date. And because she was so identified with the word dating, and she doesn't know how to do anything unless she identifies something with it, she was like, this feels like a date. He's like, no, it's not a date. And so she would go home and talk to Seinfeld about it. She was like, this guy bought me lunch today. He is so nice to me. He picked me up. It feels like a date, but he won't call it a date. And she was having a fit because the guy wouldn't call it a date. The guy like, no, we're just going out. Why do we have to put a title on it? Why can't we just go out and have some coffee? Why can't we do that? But it just feels like a date. And then the guy said, no, it's not a date. And one day they went out to the bar and to have some dinner and a drink. And the guy had invited his parents to show up, and they showed up. And right away she said, in her mind, Satan's mind, this is a date. They're his parents. And she was like, come here. Is this a date? Like, no. It was, why are your parents here? I just want you to meet my parents. We're going to have some dinner. But she wanted the word date. And so the guy finally asked, why do you need a title for this? Why can't we just go out without putting a title? Because once you put a title to it, ownership comes. Now you got to act a certain way. You got to be a certain way. You got to this. You expect something, right? But if you don't put a title on it, you just live. You got to stop living with titles. You got to just live. God is not about your titles. He can care less about them. Satan give you titles, and the world does because the world want to control you. And Satan control you inside. You can go to a doctor, and if you don't call him doctor this, he ain't gonna give you your medicine. Because you didn't call me doctor. I remember I testified up in Sacramento once, and this woman wanted to be called Congresswoman. And I didn't call her that. I just said to them, I don't agree with this woman at all. And she had a hissy fit over me not calling her Congresswoman. I'm a Congresswoman, cut his mic off. He didn't say Congress. Well, are you crazy? Yeah. That's just a name with no meaning. It just tells what kind of work you do, but it's not you. You gotta live a life of no titles, and you gotta stop running from the devil, and you gotta face everything within you. If someone attack your character, It's only a problem to you because you think you have character, and you don't. Sorry. The word character is just a made-up word to work your ego. That's all it is. And now you're trying to have character, and you have none. You still hate your fellow man.
Yep.
It's just a word. Just like the word racism. Racism is just a word. There's no meaning, but they put meanings around the words. Why do you think they give you words? God said we should overcome words. We're not supposed to be subject to anyone or anything. And so you have to, your nature has to change. This is this abnormal nature that you're living. And so you can read the Bible and hoop and holler and carry on and whatever, get drunk or whatever, your nature is going to stay the same. It has to change. You need a new nature. And God will give you a new nature, his nature. And that's what the death of the ego is all about. Die from the old nature and rise into the new nature, everlasting life. But you got to be willing to be empty. You got to stop running from the fear and the stuff that's within you. If someone attack you, be glad for it. Because it lets you see how blind you were about yourself. You got to identify with something. If your wife want to leave, she 20 years, been married 20 years, all of a sudden she want to leave, okay, bye.
Well.
I wish you well. Oh, by the way, you want the kids? She's not going to want them then because you know you don't care. No, I don't want them. You keep them. But if you're like, oh, but don't take the kids, that's the first thing she's going to do. Whatever's important to you. If you notice the devil work on your ego, whatever's important to you, that's what he uses against you. And whatever the world, which is evil, Satan dwells in people, whatever they know is important to you, that's what they'll use against you. But if you let everything go, how can anyone use anything against you if there's nothing there? Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
So what I want to recommend, do what you want. You got to start facing these things that's in you so that the light of God would destroy the darkness. He will get rid of the devil. Everything that you have done in your entire life was never you. It was always this thing that made a home in you, that made you do the things that you have done, and then it condemns you. And it feels like you are because you're judging yourself. You're playing God. But God is not judging you or condemning you because it's been done. He sent his son, and his son done it. He defeated the devil. And the devil is weak and insecure and have fear and afraid and everything, but you think it's you. But the devil is afraid that you might see him and let go and stop identifying with him. So stop running, run toward the pain and relax in it. And if you're shaking your boot, just shake, however long, live with it. And the light of God will take care of it. The world is evil because the mind is evil and the heart is wicked. The only thoughts you should be having are practical thoughts, no other thoughts. Even a thought about God is not knowing God, it's just a thought about God. It's like thinking about that great dinner you had last night. Thinking about God is not going to do you any good, but keep you away from him, because it's just a thought. He said, bring every thought into captivity, every one of them, even the ones about him. Then you shall know him. Once you know your Father, there's nothing else to know. You don't have to think about him. You know him. And then when you hear me say, be conscious, when you first hear me say it, it's just words, right? But Satan will tell you, oh, you're conscious, because you heard me say, be conscious, right? Don't hold on to that either. And awareness was calm, because when you're aware, when you're conscious, there's no thinking about being aware. You just are. It's like the sun is shining. You don't have to think about the sun shining. It is shining. That's how awareness is. You don't have to if you think about it, then you're not aware. Hear it intellectually, but let it go. Because Satan will play you with that too. Oh, I'm aware. It's just nasty. Oh, I'm aware. And just lost, and you have fear. If you were aware, you would have no fear. Never have fear. Never have fear if you were aware. If you were aware, you would have no hope. Zero hope. It would just be. So you got to overcome all this stuff and stop identifying with it. Pay attention to you, and you clearly going to see what's going on with others. And you will not be able to hate them because you would know the same thing that is driving you is driving them. They can't help it. And plus, if you have no identity, they can't assault you anyway. You don't need them. Your husband, your wife don't have anything to give you. Nothing. Your children don't have anything to give you. That's why you try to get everything from them, because you need to make up for that lost identity that you have. So you got to feel like, oh, I love my children. No, you don't. Because if you love your children, you wouldn't smack them if they disagree with you. If you love them, you would let them have a life growing up, and you would just watch over them and guide them with the light that's in you. But you try to get something from your children because something is missing. If nothing is missing, there's nothing to get. Really, it's done already. You just got to reverse the order of how to overcome it. This false illusion. It is an illusion. Time is not real. God said it. It's even in the Word. Come into my present. Think not about tomorrow, yesterday. All you have is now, and it will take care of itself. Isn't that amazing? You could be free right now if you didn't. What's so silly? Oh, sorry. I wanted to use another word, but I won't. Stop being dumb. Stop fighting with the devil. All your little insecurities, when someone says something to you, your boss correct you, for example, and your little feeling hurt just like that, right? Just relax and be glad that, oh, I see what's going on here. And just see it. That's all you need to do. All you need to do is see the feelings, see the devil, see the thoughts. Nothing else needs to be done. If you try to do anything else, you're only giving the power to the devil. Of ourselves, we can do nothing. Of ourselves, we know nothing. So life is about overcoming. It's not about taking on. You don't want to add to, you want to take away from. And the attitude will happen naturally. Any question about that? So your little character, all this, you think you're holy, you think you're this, you ain't that. The fact that you think you are said that you're not. Because if you were, you wouldn't have to think about it. Isn't that amazing? So reverse how you've been doing it, do it the other way. Let the world go on that way, but you reverse it and pay attention and overcome the false identity. Overcome anything that you identify with. Overcome your children, everything. And this journey, most people are not going to take it. They'll try, but it's too difficult. And they're going to give up. Only the few that's willing to go all the way. No matter what hell they got to go through, they're willing to go through the hell to overcome it. All the way through the hell. The loneliness, let yourself be lonely. Who tell you that you're lonely? You're only lonely because you think you're lonely. You're at a party, you're still lonely anyway. You go to a party, you have to get drunk so you can have fun. Or get high. We used to smoke pot on the way to the party so we can have fun. What kind of party is that? Really, let go of all that stuff. And when the devil tells you, oh, you're lonely, make a phone call. Don't make it. Go through the loneliness. It's not real. And it'll die. You're doing it the wrong way. You're running away from what you need to be facing. You really need to face it. And ladies, next time your little boyfriend or your husband want to leave, okay, bye, Johnny. You don't need him. If you love what's right, if you love the truth, you don't have to be giving up your body to anyone just to get him. Because when you give up your body to get him, you still don't have him. Because that's all he ever wanted from you anyway. And you're trying to get love, using your body to get love. And he still don't love you. Isn't that amazing? So all these identities must go and just live a life. Don't have any expectation, don't have any identities, don't have any nothing. Stop calling yourself those things because it's evil. And it's keeping you away from God.